To be perfectly honest, Leo had been dumped again. The reason his now ex-girlfriend gave was identical to the one before her. Being with him, she had said, was just too uninspired. She suggested he take a few notes from Sebastian Vance on how to make a woman feel special. Leo squeezed his eyes shut, feeling the familiar weight of defeat settle over him. This marked the 8th girlfriend Sebastian had poached. Still, he managed a calm nod and agreed to the breakup. The moment her car pulled away, a different feeling took over. He grabbed the old aluminum baseball bat from his closet and stormed out, heading for Sebastian's off-campus apartment. In the kind of old mob movies he and Sebastian used to watch, pulling a stunt like this would get you whacked. He reached Sebastian's building and keyed in the old passcode, which, to his surprise, still worked. He strode in, channeling all the righteous fury he could muster, ready to swing first and ask questions later. The living room was empty, but the lights were on, meaning he was likely in the bedroom. Leo marched toward the back of the apartment. He threw the door open, only to collide with an entirely naked Sebastian. For a guy who consciously avoided even racy TV commercials, stumbling upon the nude form of his childhood best friend was a significant shock to the system. But then he noticed the sleek, expensive workout equipment in the corner. It wasn't enough for Sebastian to dominate in looks, family fortune, and academics. Now he was sculpting a perfect body too. How many more of his girlfriends was this bastard planning to steal? Something inside Leo snapped. He roared Sebastian's name, a sound full of raw frustration. Sebastian, unperturbed, slowly wrapped a towel around his waist, not even glancing at Leo. He nonchalantly asked what brought him here, questioning if he wasn't still giving him the silent treatment. That air of effortless superiority drove Leo insane. He surged forward to confront him, but the height difference was a disadvantage. At least half a head shorter, his intimidation factor plummeted instantly. The guy had to be 6'3" by now. Leo demanded to know what he had ever done to deserve this, asking if stealing 8 of his girlfriends wasn't crossing a line. Sebastian gave him a cool, dismissive look that made Leo's stomach drop. He pointed out that the first 7 hadn't prompted such a dramatic visit, so he wondered what made this one different. He then leaned in, his voice low, and asked if Leo had really liked her that much. Leo stammered that of course he did. He liked all of them. Sebastian scoffed, remarking that Leo's taste was truly abysmal and that he should aim higher. The sheer audacity of it was breathtaking. Steal the girl, then insult his taste? What was his endgame? Was there some special satisfaction in taking what was his? Was he the only target? As Sebastian moved past him toward the living room, Leo acted on instinct, shoving him against the wall. He warned him, his voice shaking with anger, to never touch one of his girlfriends again, or else. Sebastian let out an arrogant laugh, challenging him to finish the sentence. What could Leo possibly do to him? And that was the truth. He couldn't do a damn thing, which is why he was standing here, 8 girlfriends down. Realizing the futility of his rage, he let go, his tone softening into a plea. He asked him, friend to friend, to just stop. He didn't want to be alone forever. He suggested Sebastian go after someone else's girlfriend for a change. Sebastian's expression soured. He questioned the sincerity of this appeal, reminding Leo that he was the one who had blocked all his contacts without a word. He then took a step forward, his voice turning sharp. He lectured Leo, asking if he felt no shame, wasting his time chasing girls instead of trying to rebuild his life after his family's company went bankrupt. Leo was trying to talk about relationships, and Sebastian was bringing up ambition. It was a battle he couldn't win. Dejected, he retreated back to his dorm. Ever since his family lost everything in high school, He'd adopted his father's defeated attitude. Rebuilding the family fortune was a concept so foreign it had never crossed his mind. But that still didn't give Sebastian the right to sabotage his love life. Damn it, he'd let him get in his head again. News of his latest romantic failure spread across Ames University like wildfire. People started calling him the Hulk behind his back. His roommate, Mike, heard the story and offered his clumsy sympathy. He argued that losing a girl to Sebastian wasn't really shameful. It just proved they had the same taste, which by some twisted logic made Leo semi-god tier himself. Leo threatened to kick him. Mike threw his hands up in surrender, claiming he had a real solution. If Sebastian poached his girlfriends, he should try dating a guy instead. It was the perfect counter move. Sebastian couldn't possibly steal a boyfriend, could he? Leo understood immediately. It was a brilliantly unhinged plan. He was good at chaos. Even if he couldn't win, he could at least make Sebastian deeply uncomfortable. Pleased with this new strategy, a sense of accomplishment washed over Mike. Then he posed the critical question. Where was Leo going to find this boyfriend? Leo clapped him on the shoulder, delegating the Herculean task to him before collapsing into bed and falling asleep. To his astonishment, Mike had found someone by the next day and had even arranged for them to meet at a campus dive bar that night. Leo, buzzing with anticipation, went without a second thought, completely missing the strange look in his roommate's eyes. The guy's name was Ethan. He was the sunny, athletic type, where Sebastian's good looks were almost unreal. Like a character from a graphic novel, Ethan's were grounded and accessible. Ethan offered a shy smile, admitting that Leo was different from what he'd imagined. Leo asked how so. Ethan explained he seemed much calmer, less wild. Leo's smile tightened. Mike must have described him as a complete maniac. Still, the whole setup felt suspiciously like a blind date. Whatever. As long as it provoked Sebastian, he was all in. He decided to commit to the role, dramatically leaning into Ethan's side. He figured he needed to practice to make it convincing in front of Sebastian. He thought he felt Ethan stiffen for a second, his face flushing slightly. Wasn't he supposed to be in on the act? Before he could process it, the bar door swung open. It was Chloe, his most recent ex. Her eyes widened in disbelief. She accused him of being gay, speculating that getting dumped had sent him over the edge. Leo immediately pulled away from Ethan, but then he saw Sebastian walk in right behind her. He quickly threw himself back against Ethan. He retorted that love is love regardless of gender, and that he loved Ethan for who he was. He accused her of being discriminatory. Chloe quickly backpedaled, a look of disgust on her face as she insisted she wasn't. She told him to be happy. Leo risked a glance at Sebastian. His face was darker than the first time he'd seen him with a new girlfriend. He was staring daggers at Leo, as if he'd just committed some unforgivable sin. A thrill of victory shot through Leo. He'd finally gotten one back. Disgusting, Sebastian spat out before turning and storming out of the bar. Chloe hurried after him, calling out that it was his birthday. After they left, Leo cheerfully stood up and clapped Ethan on the arm. He thanked him profusely, promising to buy him dinner sometime, and then hummed a tune as he walked back to his dorm. He reported his success to Mike, raving about how satisfying it was to see Sebastian so angry. Mike just laughed nervously, agreeing that it was great it had worked. But there was something off about him. Mike wiped a bead of sweat from his forehead. He confessed there was something Leo needed to know about Ethan. Leo praised Ethan's acting skills, saying he was incredibly believable. Mike clarified that it wasn't an act. Leo froze. He asked what he meant. Mike confirmed that Ethan was gay. and that he was very interested in Leo, hoping for a second date. It turned out Mike had set him up on an actual blind date. Mike nodded fearfully, then, sensing his life was in danger, fled the dorm for the night. Leo was left alone, staring at his phone as an incoming call from Ethan lit up the screen. He panicked and shut the phone off. Later that night, he was in the shower when a frantic knocking started at the dorm room door. Thinking it was an emergency, he wrapped a towel around his waist and opened it. It was Sebastian. He wasn't supposed to be on campus. He had his own apartment. Leo instinctively covered his chest before realizing the absurdity of it. They were both men. The smell of whiskey on Sebastian was overpowering. Leo remembered he didn't usually drink. Had he really gotten to him that much? Sebastian demanded to know why he wasn't answering his phone. Leo explained it was off. Sebastian questioned why it would be off for hours, accusing him of avoiding him. Leo scoffed, saying he'd be too busy enjoying the spectacle to avoid him. Sebastian stared at him for a few seconds, and seeing no deception, the harsh lines of his face softened. He must have been very drunk. He swayed on his feet, nearly falling. Leo instinctively reached out to steady him, but Sebastian angrily shrugged his hand away. Leo muttered under his breath about how this was a change from the old days when he couldn't get him out of his bed. Sebastian ignored the comment and dropped onto Leo's bed. He glanced at the small teddy bear sitting by the pillow with a look of disdain. He asked if Leo was really still sleeping with that thing at his age. Leo snatched the bear and tossed it onto Mike's bed, claiming it wasn't his. After a few moments of silence, Sebastian spoke again. "It's my birthday today," he said quietly. "Did you forget?" Leo answered honestly that he hadn't. Sebastian then asked where his present was, reminding him of his promise to celebrate every birthday with him. Leo shot back with a sarcastic remark about how his ex-girlfriend should be company enough. He added that the promise was just something he'd said, and he couldn't believe Sebastian had actually taken it seriously. Rage flared in Sebastian's eyes. With a surge of strength, he grabbed Leo's wrist, pinning him against the wall. He forced Leo's other hand above his head, making him meet his gaze. Leo instinctively tried to pull away, sensing a real danger in his friend's demeanor. Sebastian only held him tighter. Leo watched, transfixed, as Sebastian's Adam's apple bobbed. He looked like a man fighting a losing battle with his own impulses. His voice was hoarse when he spoke. "Leo," he rasped, "if he can have you, does that mean I can too?" Leo was speechless. He asked what he meant. Sebastian's eyes drifted down to Leo's lips. "Is it really that hard to understand?" He murmured, "I want to sleep with you." The words hit Leo like a physical blow. Stealing his girlfriend's was one thing, but now he was coming after him? He told his friend to calm down, that they were both men and this was crazy. Sebastian insisted he couldn't calm down. He looked wild, and Leo's heart hammered in his chest. A strange heat spread through his body. He regretted provoking him. In a physical confrontation, he was clearly outmatched. He tried to reason with him, appealing to ethics and morality. Sebastian just laughed, a bitter sound. He threw Leo's own words from the bar back at him, asking if he'd already forgotten his grand speech about love knowing no gender. So this was a test to see if he was really gay? The deviousness was astounding, even using himself as bait. He'd almost fallen for it. Noticing his distraction, Sebastian turned his face back towards him. He demanded to know who was better looking, him or Ethan. Honestly, Sebastian was more handsome. But to keep up the charade, Leo forced himself to say that of course his boyfriend was better looking. Sebastian let out a cold laugh. "Boyfriend? He told him not to think for a second that he didn't know what was really going on. Leo asked why he was acting so crazy then. "Leo," Sebastian's voice softened, becoming a plea. "Don't leave me for other people. I can't stand seeing you with them. I know I used the wrong methods. I won't do it again." Possessiveness between friends? That was new. "Actually, I've always," Sebastian started to say, but was cut off. The dorm room door was kicked open. It was Mike, back with a peace offering of late-night pizza. He announced that he had returned to atone for his sins. Then he saw Leo, wrapped only in a towel, pinned against the wall by Sebastian. His expression shifted from shock to acceptance. He set down the pizza, grabbed the doorknob, and said they could continue, he would just be going. Leo used all his strength to shove Sebastian to the floor. Then he dragged Mike back into the room, telling him he wasn't going anywhere and giving him a chance to spread rumors. After dealing with Mike, he turned around to find Sebastian had already passed out on his bed, dead to the world. He couldn't shake the feeling it was intentional. Mike glanced at Leo, then cautiously crawled into his own bunk. He muttered that they could squeeze together. He wasn't sleeping with another guy. Leo sighed and pushed Sebastian over, making just enough room for himself. He wondered, not for the first time, why out of all the kids at kindergarten he had to become friends with him. Mike echoed his thoughts, asking how two people with such wildly different personalities ever became friends in the first place. Leo explained that they hadn't, which is why they had that falling out. Mike asked why they fought and why Sebastian only ever seemed to target his girlfriends. Leo said he didn't know, chalking it up to boredom. The truth was, Sebastian had always been incredibly good to him. Though they were the same age, he had doted on him like a father. Any good food or new gadget, Leo was the first to know. In fights, Sebastian always shielded him, taking the full blame when they were caught. Even his mom used to joke that with Sebastian around, she never had to worry about her son being taken care of. He thought they would be like that forever. But after his family went bankrupt in high school, he slowly began to pull away. His dad had warned him that in the world of the rich, everything was about profit. Once you lost your value, you were discarded. He assumed Sebastian thought the same way, and when he sensed Leo's distance, he turned on him too. One time, after Leo had refused to see him, Sebastian cornered him at school. He pushed him into the boys' bathroom, grabbing him by the collar, his eyes burning with an intensity that looked like he wanted to devour him whole. "Leo," he'd snarled, "I don't want to be your goddamn best friend anymore." In that moment, his father's words felt true. Sebastian had never seen him as a real friend. All that kindness had been a facade. Leo shoved him away. He told him that was fine, that they shouldn't contact each other anymore. He said he'd been sick of him for a long time. He lied, saying his dad had made him befriend him for business reasons, and now that his family was broke, there was no reason to pretend anymore. After that, they were officially done. He started throwing himself into dating. He had good genes from his parents, and while he wasn't the devastatingly handsome type like Sebastian, he was successful enough with girls. But every time he got close to even holding a girl's hand, Sebastian would swoop in and steal her away. A month after their big fight, Sebastian showed up below his apartment building. His eyes were red-rimmed. From crying or lack of sleep, Leo couldn't tell. His heart softened, and he went down to ask what was wrong. Sebastian stared past him at the girl standing by his side, his voice laced with betrayal. He asked if this was why he'd blocked him, so he could date. He said that even a block of wood has feelings, but Leo seemed to have none. He asked if it made any difference to Leo whether he was in his life or not. Leo remembered the day he'd been turned away from Sebastian's house, and the pretty girl he'd seen inside with him. Spitefully, he told him to leave and never come back. In reality, he went back to his room and cried into his pillow. His mom thought he was heartbroken over a girl. A friendship of more than a decade wasn't something you could just throw away. But if it had all been fake, there was no point in holding on. The next morning, Sebastian was gone. Leo opened his phone, found the unknown number, and saved it under Sebastian's name. He then saw a new message on his social media from Ethan. He asked if the guy from the bar was Leo's actual boyfriend and if he was free to meet up. Leo didn't dare reply. He also thought Ethan was a little slow for not figuring out who he was dating. The weather grew warmer, and he started wearing short-sleeved shirts. One morning, as his roommate was eating breakfast, he glanced over at Leo and his jaw dropped. He asked him when he'd gotten a new girlfriend. Leo was confused. Mike dragged him to the mirror. There, on his neck, was a distinct, dark love bite. He was horrified. It had to be Sebastian, that bastard. He had taken him in out of pity, and this is how he was repaid. He remembered a strange sensation in the middle of the night, like something biting him. But he scrubbed at it furiously with water. The guy was an animal even when drunk. The more he thought about it, the angrier he got. He threw on a jacket to cover the mark and went to find Sebastian to demand an explanation. Just outside the campus gate, he saw Sebastian at a diner, breaking up with Chloe. It seemed urgent. He wondered why, since he hadn't started dating anyone new. Unless Sebastian had his sights set on Ethan now? He quickly pulled out his phone and messaged Ethan. Yeah, he has some mental issues. He's been acting crazy lately. Hide out on campus and don't leave. Ethan, sufficiently scared, replied, Got it. Chloe was pleading with Sebastian, but he remained unmoved. What a jerk. He steals her, then dumps her. Chloe was one of the most popular girls in their department. It had taken Leo ages to win her over. He sighed with pity, stepping a little too close to the drama. Both Chloe and Sebastian noticed him at the same time. He quickly explained he was just passing by. Chloe grabbed a glass soda bottle and stalked towards him, her face a mask of fury. She screamed that this was all his fault, that he was the reason Sebastian was breaking up with her. She told him to just go die. She raised the bottle, aiming for his head. In a flash, Sebastian was in front of him, shielding him with his own body. The bottle shattered against his forehead. Soda sprayed over both of them. Sebastian grunted in pain and, ignoring his own injury, quietly asked Leo if any of the glass had hit him. He urged him to speak, asking if he was in shock. What was happening? They betrayed him first, and now their breakup was somehow his fault? A fire ignited in his chest, especially when he saw the blood trickling down Sebastian's forehead. Chloe, seeing Leo was unharmed, grabbed another bottle, apparently determined to finish the job. This time, Leo moved first. He snatched a bottle from a nearby table and smashed it on the ground at her feet. Glass shards flew everywhere. Chloe screamed and covered her head. She was lucky she was wearing jeans and a jacket, or she would have been the one going to the hospital, not Sebastian. Before she could recover, he picked up another bottle. Sebastian grabbed his arm. Leo, calm down. He lowered the bottle and looked coldly at the trembling Chloe. Are we still doing this? He asked, his voice low and even. Chloe didn't dare look at him. She had probably never seen this side of him. She burst into tears and ran away. He had always been good at causing trouble. Sebastian's constant lectures about being a good person were the only thing that had ever reined him in. He took Sebastian to the campus health clinic. After they cleaned the wound, they saw a nasty gash on his forehead. Leo asked if it hurt, worried he might have a permanent scar. Sebastian looked at him. Would you mind if your partner had a scar on their face? Leo shook his head. If you really like someone, you don't care about things like that. Sebastian stared at him, his gaze intense, as if he were hypnotized. Leo, he said softly, it's been a long time since I've seen you this close. Leo told him he should probably get his brain checked too. After the wound was stitched and he got a tetanus shot, Leo took Sebastian back to his apartment. When they arrived, Leo turned to leave, but Sebastian caught his arm. His clothes were still damp and sticky from the soda. He should change before he went. The reminder made Leo realize how uncomfortable he was. Sebastian found a clean white t-shirt and sweats for him. Leo was about to go into the bedroom to change, but Sebastian steered him towards the bathroom, suggesting he shower first. It made sense. The soda would stain, and he couldn't afford to replace Sebastian's clothes. When he came out, dressed, he saw Sebastian staring intently at his phone, his ears slightly red. Leo crept up behind him, ready to tease him about what kind of racy videos he was watching. But the screen showed a picture of Leo himself in swim trunks from a high school meet. It was deeply unsettling. A man looking at another man's swimsuit photo and blushing. So weird. Sebastian suddenly looked up, grabbed Leo, and pulled his phone from his pocket. He expertly typed in the password, did something on the screen, and then handed it back. He had deleted all of Leo's recent selfies from his social media profiles. The smug look on his face suggested it was something he'd wanted to do for a long time. Leo asked if he was afraid Leo's good looks were a threat to him. Sebastian replied that he was afraid Leo would attract too much trouble, which was a hassle to deal with. That dangerous feeling crept back. Leo didn't dare ask about the mark on his neck, afraid of what Sebastian might do. But Sebastian's eyes found it anyway. Don't go back to the dorm tonight, he said in a low voice. Your bed is too small. Leo retorted that it was perfectly fine for one person. What about with me in it? Sebastian, if you say one more thing like that, I swear I will run you over with my car. Sebastian fell silent. As Leo was leaving, he gave him a look, a calculating expression that seemed to say he knew Leo would be back. Returning to the dorm, he found Mike watching an action movie. Leo nodded in approval. This was what normal guys did. Who spends their time looking at their friends' swimsuit pictures? Mike noticed him and quickly closed his laptop, saying he thought Leo wouldn't be back tonight. He then asked if Leo didn't find Sebastian a bit strange. Leo countered that Mike was the strange one for not watching action movies. Mike insisted he was straight. He asked if anyone had ever said otherwise. While loading a video game, Mike asked Leo that mark on your neck. Did Sebastian do that? Leo demanded to know who told him that. Mike pointed out that it wasn't there before they slept in the same bed, so who else could it be? When you think about it, Mike continued, not looking up from his screen, him always stealing your girlfriends. Maybe he likes you? He didn't see the look of utter disbelief on Leo's face. He kept going. Do you like him? Are you insane or am I? Leo shot back. He said there was no way Sebastian liked him. He probably couldn't stand him. The hickey was just a tactic to ruin things with Ethan. He was probably after Ethan now. Good thing he'd already warned him. He remembered Sebastian had a childhood friend. A sweet, petite girl that guys would fall for instantly. He figured their families would probably arrange a marriage. Once she came back from overseas, everyone else would be pushed aside. As he thought about it, a strange feeling settled in his stomach. That night, he couldn't sleep. Sebastian's face kept appearing in his mind. He tossed and turned, getting up for a glass of water. Then he realized what was wrong. His teddy bear was gone. He couldn't sleep without it. He shook Mike awake. His roommate grumbled sleepily. Sebastian took it. He said it was your birthday present to him. Leo was speechless. That thing hadn't been washed in 2 weeks. It must have smelled like a locker room. Didn't he notice? He grabbed his jacket and stormed over to Sebastian's apartment. He demanded to know why he had to steal everything he owned. Sebastian, lounging in bed, gave him a lazy look. "Choose one," he said. "Your girlfriends or your teddy bear." Obviously, the girlfriends were more important. But the feeling of being unable to sleep was torture. How was he supposed to break a habit like that overnight? Sebastian saw his dilemma and patted the empty space on the bed next to him. "Beg me," he said, "and I might let you sleep here." He asked why he was hesitating, if he was afraid Sebastian would eat him alive. He pointed out it was the perfect solution for him. He'd already begged once. What was one more time? "Fine, I'm begging you," Leo grumbled. "Let me sleep here." Sebastian nodded, satisfied, and placed the teddy bear between them. Leo quickly got into bed, asking if he would keep his word. No more stealing his girlfriends? No more, Sebastian promised. He said something else after that, but Leo didn't quite catch it. The bed was too comfortable, and he was already drifting off. "Leo?" Sebastian's voice was soft in the near darkness. "Were you angry today because you saw me get hurt?" He then asked a question of his own. "Why did you block the bottle for me? I promised I'd protect you." Leo mumbled that it was just a childhood promise. He didn't have to take it seriously. Their lives were different now. "To me, you're still you. But to me, I'm not me anymore." The huge gap that had formed after his family's bankruptcy was something he could never get used to. He couldn't spend money freely anymore. Every time he wanted to see Sebastian, it meant a trip across most of the city. He couldn't afford the upscale restaurants, and Sebastian couldn't stomach the cheap street food stalls. Sebastian could treat him every time, but Leo couldn't even afford to buy him a hot dog from a cart. When they went shopping, Sebastian would buy anything Leo looked at for more than a second, saving it to gift to him on some random holiday, even Columbus Day. He probably thought Leo was just that poor. Every time Sebastian visited his family's small rental, he'd bring armfuls of expensive gifts that looked completely out of place in the cramped space. It just made it clearer. They weren't in the same world anymore. Their families probably felt the same way. The last time he went to Sebastian's house, the housekeeper blocked his path. She told him Sebastian was studying and couldn't be disturbed. He tried to explain he wasn't there to borrow money. The housekeeper didn't reply, simply closing the grand door. Through the crack, he saw Sebastian playing with the latest video game console, a petite, pretty girl by his side. They were childhood friends, a perfect match. He was just the son of a bankrupt businessman. That night, he dreamt he was a kid again. A beautiful, quiet boy had moved in next door. One day, Leo tried to get his attention by teasing him with a small dog. The dog suddenly went wild. Being small, it latched onto his backside. Sebastian, who had already run 100 feet away, turned back. He grabbed a thick branch and used it to pry the dog's mouth off of Leo's rear. Leo scrambled up a tree while Sebastian got bitten on the leg, an injury that later required stitches. His parents took him to thank Sebastian. Crying, Leo grabbed his hand. "You don't like me, so I won't come play with you anymore. Just please don't die." "I'm not going to die," Sebastian had said softly. "And I do like it when you come play with me. Don't be scared. I'll protect you from now on." He couldn't believe Sebastian had remembered that promise for so long. He, on the other hand, had never kept a single promise he'd made to Sebastian. Near dawn, he woke up sweating. Sebastian's arm was draped over him. He carefully lifted it, but the movement woke him. "Where are you going?" Sebastian asked, sitting up without even opening his eyes. Leo said he needed the bathroom. Sebastian replied that they should go together. Leo told him to stop messing around. It was urgent. Sebastian got out of bed, scooped him up without another word, and carried him to the bathroom. It was mortifying. Had the soda bottle scrambled his brains? He begged him to just go back to sleep. Sebastian refused, saying he was afraid Leo would run away. Leo asked what was with his hands being all over him. Sebastian claimed it gave him a sense of security. A nearly 6'3" man needing a security blanket? The first year after you cut me off, Sebastian said quietly, I never slept through a single night. I was terrified your parents would move you to another city. I was just a high school kid. I was afraid I wouldn't have the means to find you. I'm so glad you didn't leave. His roommate's words about Sebastian liking him flashed through his mind. The atmosphere grew heavy. Leo tried to lighten it with a joke. You don't have a crush on me, do you? Sebastian didn't deny it. He just stared at him, his gaze unwavering. Leo grew flustered and tried to inch away. Sebastian simply removed the teddy bear that separated them and asked, Why did you block me? Leo retorted that Sebastian was the one who had ended things, saying he didn't want to be friends anymore. Because I want to be your man. Sebastian moved closer, and then, seizing the moment, he kissed him. Leo was caught completely off guard. By the time he processed what was happening, Sebastian had already pulled away. Was this what it felt like to kiss your best friend? A tingling, electric sensation? Leo, you're really dense, Sebastian murmured. Can't you even recognize a confession? Who could possibly interpret any of this as a confession? He told him he should have been direct. Fine. I like you. Do you like me? No. No rush. Sleep on it and answer me in the morning. No matter how much he protested, Sebastian, that beast, had no intention of letting him go. Panicked, Leo threatened him with his forehead injury, asking if he wanted a permanent scar. Everything I have is yours. He told him he was being incoherent and needed to sober up. I can't, Sebastian whispered. Leo, feel your own heartbeat. Are you really telling me you don't want me? Looking into his hazy eyes, Leo lost his mind. He leaned in and kissed him back, taking control. Sebastian Vance, you listen to me. This is my first time, and I am absolutely not going to be the one on the bottom. You're the boss. The next morning, his back felt like it was broken. Sebastian, that two-faced liar, had gotten everything he wanted and then had the nerve to complain about Leo's stamina. He vowed that one day he would make him cry. He skipped 2 days of classes to recover. When he finally went to the cafeteria, he ran into Mike, who slapped him hard on the back, asking where he'd been. The blow almost knocked him over. He turned to retaliate, but saw Ethan standing behind Mike, smiling brightly at him. He mouthed to Mike, Why did you bring him here? Mike mouthed back, You said you'd buy him dinner. He'd completely forgotten. A debt was a debt. He put on a smile and asked Ethan what he wanted to eat. Ethan said anything was fine, he wasn't picky. At least he was easygoing. During the meal, Ethan just kept looking at him with a goofy grin. Mike made an excuse and bailed, leaving Leo in an awkward spot. He didn't want to be rude and just leave. Ethan asked if he had been busy lately and why he hadn't answered his calls. He said he needed to explain what happened. Leo quickly told him it was okay, he already knew. He said he just wanted to be friends. Leo let out a huge sigh of relief. He told Ethan he'd scared him. Ethan turned out to be a really nice guy to talk to. He listened patiently to even the most boring topics. The whole meal was quite pleasant, aside from the constant stream of frantic texts from Sebastian lighting up his phone. In just a few minutes, there were over a dozen messages. How did he get there? Does he know we're together? Why do we have to keep our relationship a secret? Stop smiling at him. I'm begging you." After seeing Ethan off, Sebastian materialized at his dorm. Leo explained the whole situation, and Sebastian's expression finally relaxed. He asked when Leo was going to make their relationship official. Leo said they should wait until after graduation. Sebastian asked what he was worried about. Leo looked at him, amused. Afraid of getting dumped? Terrified. He smiled and kissed him. The dorm bed was small and Sebastian, being so tall, bumped his head. He promptly pushed Leo onto the mattress and pressed down on top of him. Leo protested that it was the middle of the day. Mike could come back at any moment. Sebastian said he would go lock the door. Leo pointed out that two guys locking themselves in a dorm room was even weirder. "My place?" Sebastian suggested. "Now? Whatever," Sebastian muttered, and kissed him again. Suddenly, the door was kicked open by Mike. Leo shoved Sebastian off the bed. Seeing Sebastian on the floor, Mike's face was a picture of shock. "You guys, we're fighting?" Sebastian gave a humorless smile, an aura of menace radiating from him. His eyes looked like he was about to murder someone. Mike practically wet himself, dropped what he was holding, and fled. After Sebastian left, Mike dared to return. "Leo, what did I ever do to him? That was terrifying. For the sake of my life, please don't let him come to the dorm anymore." Sebastian was insatiable. His mind seemed to be permanently occupied with R-rated thoughts. To spare Mike any more trauma, Leo moved into Sebastian's apartment for the summer. For the first 2 weeks, they barely left the house. He was worn to a nub with dark circles under his eyes. He begged Sebastian to tone it down, him that at this rate, he'd end up in the hospital. Sebastian reluctantly let go, asking what was wrong. Was his back hurting? Leo just gave him a look. Sebastian sighed. "Fine, I'll go cool off." He went into the bathroom and turned on the cold shower. Leo felt a strong urge to run for his life. That night, Sebastian was finally restrained, and Leo got a solid night's sleep. The teddy bear was kicked off the bed. He wasn't sure when he'd broken that habit. Probably after he got together with Sebastian. The habit had only started because he'd cried himself to sleep so many nights after their falling out. Maybe he had liked him even back then, but was too young and clueless to admit it. At noon, Sebastian actually took him out for a meal. By sheer coincidence, when he went to the restroom, he ran into Chloe. She still glared at him with pure hatred. "I know you're together now." He suspected she was stalking them. How else would she know? Was it that obvious? "I know all about you too," she sneered. "It's disgusting." "Oh?" Leo replied nonchalantly. "And? Do you really think his parents will ever accept you?" He hadn't really thought about it, but he didn't care. He was good at not worrying about the future. "You'll just become a parasite," she continued. "Your family is broke, you're nothing. What right do you have to be with him?" He flicked the water from his hands and looked at her, unfazed. "Because he loves me. Because he wants to." He told her to go ahead and chase after Sebastian. See if he even gave her the time of day. Chloe was seething, but she didn't lash out, probably remembering what happened last time. He moved to leave, but she grabbed his arm. "Leo, I'm pregnant. I never even held your hand. It's Sebastian's." He was silent for a moment, then slowly pulled his arm free. Chloe pressed her advantage. "I've already met with his parents. They've approved. All that's left is for you to step aside." "Is that so? Let me see the ultrasound report." Chloe's tears stopped. She clearly hadn't expected that. She stammered that nobody carries that kind of thing around with them. He asked if she really thought he would believe her. Countless girls had chased Sebastian over the years, and he wouldn't give them a second look. As for her, she was the 8th girlfriend he'd stolen, and he hadn't laid a finger on the first 7. What made her so special? Did she have an extra eye? Leo, you. Chloe was speechless with rage. Don't come looking for me again, he said, his voice flat. And don't bother Sebastian with this. I have nothing to lose. If you push me, I'll do anything. Chloe finally broke and fled. After lunch, they went home. Sebastian got a phone call. He stepped out onto the balcony to take it. Leo could guess who it was. When Sebastian came back in, his expression was grim. He grabbed his jacket and said he had to go out. He told Leo to wait for him at home. That night, Sebastian didn't come back. The next morning, Leo was eating breakfast in the living room when he heard the door open. He happily went to greet him, but it was Sebastian's father, Mr. Vance. Seeing Leo, his stern face softened into a smile. Leo, it's been a long time. How are your parents? Leo replied that they were doing well. Mr. Vance sat down on the sofa. Sebastian can be a stubborn boy. I came here today to ask you to convince him to move back home. He said that he only had one son and he didn't want to see him go down the wrong path, hoping Leo would understand. Leo started to say that he couldn't convince him that Mr. Vance should. Leo, Mr. Vance interrupted. After your family's troubles, I helped both you and your parents. Now it's time for you to repay that kindness, not encourage Sebastian to do things he shouldn't. He added that otherwise, Leo's family could also face consequences, and he was sure Leo wouldn't want his parents to go through that kind of hardship again. It was true. The Vances had provided some help after the bankruptcy. If he were independent, he would have argued. But he was still dependent on his family, and even for dates, Sebastian paid for everything. And Sebastian's money came from his family. They had no power to fight them. Before leaving, Mr. Vance placed a check on the table. Give my regards to your parents. This is to help with your tuition. If it's not enough, just let me know. It was the politest way of telling him to get lost. Sebastian returned that night, looking exhausted. Leo went and hugged him. I've been so focused on you these days. I haven't been home to see my parents. I'll go with you. No, family talk is for family only. Am I an outsider now? Sebastian turned and held him tight. That night, Leo didn't sleep. The next morning, while Sebastian was still asleep, he took his small suitcase and left. 2 weeks later, Sebastian was at his door. Why aren't you answering your phone? You said you were just going home for a few days. Did something happen? Leo pulled him aside, away from his parents' view. Nothing happened. I'm just bored of it. What do you mean? Sebastian's expression was cautious. Let's break up. Why? I've come to my senses. I don't like you. Being with you was just for the novelty of it. I know, Sebastian said, his voice pleading. But I'll be really good to you. You'll grow to like me over time. Sebastian, I'm straight. I can't keep doing this with you. Me too, Sebastian said desperately. But I'm not just messing around. I want to be with you forever. He grabbed Leo's hand. Leo, please don't leave me again like last time. Leo pulled his hand away and walked back into his apartment. Don't come looking for me anymore. He blocked all his contacts again. Sebastian had once asked him, Leo, will you ever block me again? He had promised with absolute certainty that he wouldn't, that he'd learned his lesson. Sebastian had replied, if that ever happens, I won't chase you. I'll just think that I wasn't good enough, that I made you give up on me. And I'll work as hard as I can to be better, to give us a future. Sebastian was true to his word. He didn't come looking for him, didn't beg him to come back. But Leo found himself waiting for something. His father, after years of apathy, had a huge fight with his mother and then used their remaining savings to open a small restaurant. Years of schmoozing clients had given him a discerning palate and some impressive cooking skills. Business was slow at first, but through word of mouth it gradually picked up. Eventually, it even became a popular spot for social media foodies. Leo would help out at the restaurant after his office job. One of the regular older ladies would often tease him. "Leo, how much are you making a month now? Got a girlfriend?" His mom would laugh and push him towards the kitchen. "He's still young, no rush. He's 28, isn't he? Not so young. I can set him up with someone. No. Let's just wait a bit longer." Wait. His mom's excuse sounded so flimsy. Things at his company were unstable. A new CEO had taken over and immediately laid off a bunch of people. Leo had already planned his escape route. He'd go back and inherit his dad's restaurant. But the first notice he received was a promotion. His colleagues were stunned. He was called into the CEO's office. Then it was his turn to be stunned. The new boss was Sebastian. He was so shocked he forgot to even say hello. Sebastian sat ramrod straight behind a massive desk, dressed in a sharp suit with gold-rimmed glasses. He looked every bit the powerful, intimidating executive. Who would have thought that after all these years, his ex-boyfriend would become his boss, holding his career in his hands? He looked down at himself, a typical corporate drone who had to bow and scrape before his superiors. The look in Sebastian's eyes seemed to confirm this, as if to say, "All these years since we broke up, and you still haven't made any progress." He wanted to, but life kept knocking him down, never giving him a chance. Now it was Sebastian's turn to laugh at him. But Sebastian just kept signing documents and reviewing contracts, never once looking up. Leo didn't dare move a muscle. He was his boss now, one wrong move and he could be fired. So he stood there in the office for the entire afternoon. It was pure, petty revenge. The envious looks from his co-workers slowly turned to pity. "Poor Leo," they whispered. "The new boss is targeting him from day one." Unsurprisingly, he was called in again the next day. This time, however, Sebastian told him to wait on the sofa. He kept stealing glances at him throughout the day, like he was examining a specimen. Leo couldn't take it anymore. He slapped his hand on the desk. "Sebastian, I get it, I can't win. Quit, okay?" Sebastian finally gave him his full attention. "Quit? Who's going to pay your $5,000 a month mortgage?" Leo deflated. "Then what do you want?" Sebastian leaned back in his chair. "Seduce me. Maybe I'll consider giving you some perks." "Are you insane? Why would I do that?" "Because you can't forget me. You're pretty confident." Sebastian let out a cold laugh, then suddenly moved, pinning him against the desk. "Leo," he murmured, "it's been a few years. Did you miss me?" "No," Leo said, turning his face away, unable to meet his eyes. "Really?" Sebastian's playful expression shifted to one of genuine seriousness. "Because I missed you. A lot." Missed him? Had he heard that right? If he missed him, why make him stand for an entire afternoon? He told him to get up first. Sebastian obediently let him go. "How have you been all these years?" "I'm free for a bit, we can—" His words were cut off by his assistant's voice from outside the door, sounding urgent. Sebastian's gaze lingered on him for a moment before he left, leaving Leo with his heart pounding. How had he gotten even more handsome? Money really was the best cosmetic. He sighed. Their breakup had been messy, but he hadn't done anything unforgivable. This level of torment seemed excessive. Maybe he should just apologize, beg him to let him go. After all, a promotion meant a raise. For the next few days, Sebastian was gone on a business trip. One evening, Leo overheard the receptionists gossiping. "I heard the new boss has a fiancé. His childhood sweetheart. What a shame. I wanted to be the boss's wife." His mind flashed to the petite, pretty girl he had seen at Sebastian's house all those years ago. It seemed she was back. They were a perfect match in every way. He felt distracted. That night at the restaurant, he kept messing up, bringing the wrong dishes, breaking plates. His mom sent him home, telling him to rest instead of causing chaos. The walk home was only 10 minutes, but he felt a tightness in his chest, a desperate need for fresh air. Downstairs, he saw the black sedan that was often parked in the neighborhood light up its headlights. He walked over, curious to see who the jerk was that had been blocking the street for years. Sebastian got out of the car. Leo was stunned. That car had been parking there every night since their breakup. He had been nearby all this time. "Leo," Sebastian said, his voice thick with emotion. "I'm powerful enough now. No one can object to us anymore. Can you accept me now?" In that moment, he knew with absolute clarity what he wanted. He didn't want to lose him. He didn't want him to be with anyone else. He wanted him to be his and his alone. He ran and threw his arms around him, whispering in his ear, "I love you." The response was a torrent of "I love you too." Later that night, Leo propped himself up on an elbow. "What about your fiancé?" "What fiancé?" He explained the office rumors. "That was you," Sebastian admitted. "I started the rumor. Too many girls at the office were looking at you like rivals. I was afraid you'd get the wrong idea." "You're so devious," Leo said, rolling his eyes. "But what about your parents?" "My wings are strong enough now. They can't control me." "Leo, I'm not with you because I need their approval. I know you broke up with me because of my father. Now I have the power. You can be with me without fear." For Thanksgiving, he brought Sebastian home and told his parents everything. They agreed. They actually agreed. He was shocked. He had been fully prepared to be disowned. Their expressions made it seem like they already knew. He didn't understand. His mom smiled. "Every night you cried yourself to sleep, your father and I heard everything." She turned to Sebastian. "If you had waited any longer, I was going to tell him to find someone else." So that's what she had meant by "let's wait a bit longer." At Christmas, Sebastian celebrated with his family. He held Leo by the window, looking out at the festive lights of the city. He gently bit his shoulder. "If you ever dare to block me again," he whispered, "I'll lock you up." "I won't," Leo promised, leaning back against him. "Never again."